Before we talk about skill, passion, or redemption, we have to address the chaos. Hell's Kitchen has showcased some of the worst chefs ever to step into a professional kitchen. These contestants weren't just inexperienced, they were overwhelmed, unfocused, and often shockingly unprepared. From raw dishes to disastrous timing, their mistakes became unforgettable moments. Pressure exposed their weaknesses, turning confidence into panic within seconds. What makes these chefs memorable isn't just failure, but how quickly things unraveled under Gordon Ramsay's intense standards. In a competition built on precision, these chefs proved exactly what not to do. Before you think Hell's Kitchen is only about talent and success, there's another side you rarely hear about. In this video, you'll discover how some chefs completely collapsed under pressure, made shocking mistakes, and became infamous for all the wrong reasons. We'll break down what went wrong, how small errors turned into career-ending disasters, and why these moments still matter today. Stick around till the end to understand how pressure exposes true ability and why confidence alone isn't enough in a professional kitchen. This isn't just failure, it's a lesson in survival. Welcome to Pressure, Chaos, Out High Expectations. Before we talk about the chefs themselves, it's important to understand the environment they're thrown into. Hell's Kitchen is not a normal cooking show where mistakes are gently corrected. It's a pressure cooker designed to test endurance, focus, and emotional control as much as technical skill. From the moment contestants walk into the kitchen, the pace is relentless. Orders come in fast, the dining room fills up quickly, and every second feels like it's being measured. So there's no more warm-up period, no more room to settle in, and no more safety net once service begins. Before we talk about cooking talent, we have to acknowledge the mental strain. The kitchen operates under constant surveillance, with cameras capturing every error and every reaction. Chefs aren't just cooking, they're performing under an unforgiving spotlight. One missed call, one delayed plate, or one misread ticket can disrupt the entire service. In a place where timing is everything, even a few seconds of hesitation can turn into a full-blown disaster. Before we talk about leadership, we need to recognize how high the stakes truly are. Contestants aren't competing for simple praise or screen time. They're fighting for a life-changing opportunity, and they know that a single bad night can erase weeks of solid performance. This knowledge adds weight to every decision they make. Each dish isn't just food, it's a test that could decide their future in the competition. Before we talk about mistakes, we have to understand the zero margin for error mindset. Low protein, overcooked garnish, or sloppy plating isn't just a flaw, it's an immediate failure. Gordon Ramsay's standards are absolute, and there's no more room for excuses. Chefs are expected to deliver perfection repeatedly, even when exhausted, frustrated, or doubting themselves. The kitchen doesn't slow down for anyone who falls behind. Before we talk about breakdowns, it's crucial to see how the pressure builds. Long hours, lack of sleep, and constant criticism wear contestants down mentally. Confidence can disappear in minutes, replaced by panic and confusion. Communication breaks down, teamwork suffers, and small problems snowball into major collapses. In Hell's Kitchen, the environment itself becomes the ultimate opponent, silently testing who can survive when everything is on the line. Before we talk about confidence or ambition, we have to look at the basics that many chefs fail to master. Hell's Kitchen exposes how simple cooking errors can become fatal in a professional setting. Contestants often arrive believing creativity will carry them forward, but when foundational skills are weak, even the most ambitious dish falls apart. Undercooked proteins, over-seasoned sauces, and inconsistent textures reveal a lack of control that the kitchen immediately punishes. Before we talk about pressure, it's important to recognize poor technique when it appears. Improper knife handling slows prep time and creates uneven cuts that cook unpredictably. Incorrect pan temperatures lead to soggy skin or burnt surfaces, while careless seasoning throws off balance completely. These aren't advanced culinary mistakes. They're fundamentals that should be automatic. In Hell's Kitchen, failing at this level signals deeper issues in training and experience. Before we talk about teamwork, we need to address kitchen discipline. Men chefs struggle to maintain clean stations, organized prep, and clear communication. Pans pile up, ingredients go missing, and confusion spreads across the line. A messy workspace doesn't just look unprofessional, it directly affects timing and accuracy. When chefs lose track of their components, dishes come out incomplete or incorrect, forcing costly delays during service. Before we talk about learning, we have to acknowledge resistance to correction. Some contestants repeat the same errors despite constant feedback. Instead of adjusting technique, they argue, deflect blame, or rush even harder. This stubbornness compounds mistakes and shows an inability to adapt under scrutiny. In a kitchen where improvement must be immediate, hesitation or denial can be as damaging as the mistake itself. Before we talk about failure, it's crucial to see how these small issues connect. Poor technique leads to wasted ingredients, wasted time, and broken momentum. Lack of discipline disrupts the entire brigade, dragging others down with one person's errors. What begins as a minor oversight quickly escalates into a pattern of unreliability, proving that in Hell's Kitchen, mastery of the basics is not optional, it's survival. Before we talk about elimination or reputation, we need to understand what stress this chef inside Hell's Kitchen. The pressure doesn't arrive all at once. It builds quietly until it overwhelms even the most confident contestants. As orders stack up and voices get louder, focus begins to slip. Simple tasks start taking longer and hesitation creeps into movements that should be automatic. Before we talk about mistakes, it's important to see how confusion takes over. Chefs lose track of tickets, forget fire times, or mishear calls from the press. One moment of uncertainty can throw off an entire station. Instead of resetting, panic pushes them to rush, leading to raw food, missed components, or plates sent up incomplete. The kitchen becomes noisy, chaotic, and mentally exhausting. Before we talk about panic, we have to look at decision-making under stress. Some chefs stop thinking clearly and make impulsive choices, firing dishes too early, refeeding without checking quality, or changing methods mid-service. These snap decisions rarely fix the problem. Instead, they create new ones, multiplying the pressure and drawing even more attention from the press. Before we talk about leadership, we need to acknowledge emotional breakdowns. Raised voices, visible frustration, and defensive reactions spread quickly across the team. When one chef spirals, others lose confidence, communication breaks down, and trust disappears. The kitchen stops functioning as a unit and turns into individuals fighting to survive surface. Before we talk about recovery, it's crucial to see how stress exposes mindset. Some chefs shut down completely, freezing at their station and waiting for instructions. Others offer compensata, moving too fast and skipping critical checks. In Hell's Kitchen, stress doesn't create weakness, it reveals it, turning confusion, panic, and poor decisions into the defining moments that separate those who endure from those who collapse. Before we talk about labels like bad or worst, we need to understand the pattern behind repeated failure. In Hell's Kitchen, a single mistake can be forgiven, but consistent mistakes define a chef's journey. When the same errors appear surface after surface, they stop being accidents and start revealing deeper flaws. Ramsay isn't just reacting to one bad plate, he's watching for habits that refuse to change. Before we talk about skill level, it's important to recognize repetition. Chefs who consistently overcook meat, miss seasoning, or ignore timing warnings show an inability to adjust. Even after clear instructions, the same problems resurface. This repetition signals that pressure isn't the only issue, learning and adaptability are missing. In a competition built on growth, stagnation is one of the fastest paths to failure. Before we talk about reputation, we have to look at trust. Once a chef makes the same mistake multiple times, the brigade starts losing faith in them. Teammates hesitate to rely on their station, and leaders begin double-checking their work. This lack of trust slows down surface and adds more pressure, making it even harder for that chef to recover. Before we talk about elimination, we need to examine awareness. Many chefs don't realize how often they repeat the same errors. Instead of identifying patterns, they focus on isolated incidents. This blindness prevents improvement and keeps them stuck in a cycle of failure. Ramsay's frustration often comes from seeing potential wasted by refusal or inability to self-correct. Before we talk about legacy, it's crucial to see how consistency works both ways. Excellence requires repeating good habits under pressure, but failure does the same with bad ones. When mistakes become predictable, a chef stops being judged on effort and starts being defined by unreliability. In Hell's Kitchen, repeated errors don't just cause challenges, they turn contestants into cautionary examples remembered for all the wrong reasons. Before we talk about raw talent, we need to address the mindset that often determines success or failure in Hell's Kitchen. Many chefs enter the competition with decent technical skills, yet still fall apart when faced with Gordon Ramsay standards. The problem isn't always what they can cook, it's how they think, react, and respond when challenged. In an environment that demands constant growth, a rigid mindset quickly becomes a liability. Before we talk about experience, it's important to understand expectations. Ramsay's Kitchen operates on precision, accountability, and humility. Chefs are expected to listen, absorb feedback instantly, and correct mistakes without excuses. Those who defend their errors or shift blame show a mindset misaligned with professional standards. Even strong dishes lose value when paired with poor attitude. Before we talk about pressure, we have to look at ego. Some chefs believe their past achievements or personal style should protect them from criticism. When Ramsay challenges them, they take it personally instead of professionally. This emotional resistance blocks learning and creates tension at the pass. In Hell's Kitchen, confidence must be balanced with openness, or it quickly turns into self-sabotage. Before we talk about failure, it's crucial to see how mindset affects consistency. Chefs with the wrong approach repeat mistakes not because they can't improve, but because they won't adjust. They hear feedback but don't apply it. Ramsay's frustration often comes from watching chefs ignore the fairy guidance meant to elevate them to his standards. Before we talk about standards, we need to recognize that Ramsay isn't looking for perfection, he's looking for progress under pressure. When chefs resist structure, discipline, or authority, they fall short regardless of talent. In the end, failure against Ramsay's standards reflects an unwillingness to evolve, proving that mindset, more than skill, determines who survives in Hell's Kitchen. What makes these moments unforgettable isn't just the mistakes, it's what they reveal about pressure, mindset, and survival in one of the toughest kitchens on television. Hell's Kitchen doesn't create failure, it exposes it, showing how talent alone is never enough without discipline, focus, and adaptability. If you found these insights interesting, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives like this. And this isn't the end, there's more chaos, more breakdowns, and even more shocking stories coming next. Stay with us, because the next part takes things even further.